Hi everyone. In this video we're going to learn how to do a reverse percentage change. So first let's review what I would call a forwards percentage change. So they're the ones that we've been doing so far in these lessons. So going forwards, it's like you go forwards in time. Here's an example. Last week I ran 32 miles. This week I increased it by 10%. How many miles am I going to run this week? So you would find out the multiplier. So it's an increase. That means you take 100% plus 10. That makes it 110%. And the multiplier for that would be 1.1. So that's the multiplier. You multiply it by what you ran last week. So that is last week. And then you get the answer to this, and it tells you how many miles did you run this week. Let's quickly work it out. 32 last week, increase it by 10%, 35.2. So as you can see, you are going forwards in time. You start with last week's number, you multiply it by the multiplier, and you get this week's number. You have moved forwards in time. This is a forwards percentage change. This is what we've been doing so far. Now today, we're going to do a reverse percentage change. This means you're going back in time. So here's the scenario. It says this week I ran 55 miles. Every week I increase by 10%. How many miles did I run last week? So let's work out the multiplier. It's an increase by 10%. That means I have 100 plus 10, 110%. Here's the multiplier, same as before. That's your multiplier. And we had to multiply this by last week's number. So remember, it's the same as before. Last week times the multiplier equals this week. Okay, so last week goes in this box. And that equals your answer for this week. Now here, the 55 is what I ran this week. So the 55 goes here. And what you want to find out is how many last week. That's what you want to find out. So to work out what answer would be in this box, let's have a think. We need to do the opposite of times 1.1. So the inverse, the opposite of timesing by 1.1 is going to be dividing by 1.1. So to work out what you got last week, our calculation is 55 divided by 1.1. Okay, it's the opposite of this multiplier here. You have to divide because you are going backwards in time. So let's work that out. 55 divided by 1.1. 50 miles. So last week I ran 50 miles. Let's check that it makes sense. So for last week was 50, this week was more, and we said every week I increase it by 10%. So yeah, that makes sense. We are done. We have found last week's number, which is like going backwards in time. When you go backwards in time, you need to do the opposite of timesing the multiplier here. So you're going to be dividing it.